hope that video got your team excited about this year's President's Cup competition, and your Maryland team will be the one holding the cup at the end. Welcome to the 2026 Maryland President's Cup draw. My name is Brad Roos, and I'm again honored to serve as the Cup Director for this year's competition. I would like to thank all of the coaches, managers, families, and especially the players for attending tonight's draw. Many people are responsible for assisting with the Maryland Cups each year, which include MSYSA board members, staff, and countless number of volunteers. Please let the Maryland State Youth Soccer Association office know if you would like to assist at any point during the competition. Assisting with today's draw are new Assistant Cup Directors Patrick Fleming and John Campbell, along with staff members Bree Nardone, Paul Garza, and my man Priestley. Last year, 22 teams from Maryland advanced to the East Regional Tournament in Pennsylvania, with 2 teams advancing to the National Championships in Tampa, Florida. Congratulations to the 18U girls Coppermine Pre-GA and the 15U boys SAC United Blue. Now let's take a look at the 2025 President's Cup champion team photos. And I ask the question to you, do you want your team to be in the picture this year? And now, back to the program. Before we begin the informational part of the program, I thought that I would highlight some important reminders concerning the President's Cup competition. I will speak in more detail later in the program concerning these items, but it would be important to make a special note. The regional tournament dates are June 11th through June 14th in Loudoun, Virginia, for the 13U through 19U age group. All teams that are entering this competition should be prepared to attend if they qualify by making sure your players and parents have the dates already on their calendars. All teams that win this championship, and depending upon availability of wildcards, runner-up teams will be expected to attend. While there had been an issue several years ago with Maryland teams not attending if they advanced, I am happy to report that all of the teams that qualified last year did attend the regional tournament. There is a significant fine associated for a team that does not attend, but please note that teams that advance to the regional and national tournament are allowed to add both Club Pass players and 5 guest players as long as they are not on a roster advancing in the postseason and do not play on a National Conference Division I team. The rosters are very flexible, and this should not cause any of our teams to not attend this great opportunity. If you already know that your team is unable to attend in June, you must let me know immediately so I can drop your team from the competition. Since the Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament in Virginia are not hosting a 12U girls and boys division, we have received special permission from U.S. Youth to have our champions advance to the Northeast Regional Tournament in Connecticut from June 19th through the 22nd. I'm very pleased that we can offer this age group a chance for advancement, but please note that the U12 age group is not included in the national championship. Next, all the rounds this year will be single elimination. While teams have supported the quarterfinal round-robin format in the past, many clubs expressed some concern with the cost of the additional matches. And with that in mind, we decided for this year to go with a more cost-effective model. But the evaluation will continue as we move forward each year. This year, as was the case the past couple of years, referee fees will not be paid in cash at the game site. Teams will be billed through their Gotsport President's Cup accounts, like the additional game fees, due by the Thursday before the weekend matches. All teams, including Central Play clubs, will be required to pay this amount each week since we are paying the referees early. At the end of the Cup season, the first additional game fee is included in your initial registration fee. Also, all players and bench personnel must have their cards laminated and present at each match. This has been an issue at some of the matches in the past. As you're watching the presentation tonight, if you are a manager or coach, you should be prepared to write down the following important dates as they are announced throughout the program. These would include the cloning of your travel roster to your President's Cup roster, boys teams April 1st and girls teams April 8th. The roster freeze date, boys teams April 8th and girls teams April 15th. The deadline to submit scheduling considerations, which can be found in the President's Cup calendar on the MSYSA website, and the assigned match dates for your age group, which will be announced during your age group draw. While we will discuss these dates in further detail tonight, you can also find all of this information on the President's Cup timeline and the MSYSA website. Here is a list of this year's President's Cup dates. Please note that with the exception of Saturday, May 9th and the finals on Saturday, May 30th, all matches will be played on Sundays. This is very important because this will allow teams to go ahead and confirm and schedule your league matches, which will avoid any conflicts that could lead to a league cancellation. Please note that all Cup matches take priority over league matches, no matter the league or division. The competition will kick off with a boys' round of 16 matches on Sunday, April 12th, with all the matches at the Soccerplex that day. I wanted to point this out specifically to all boys teams that draw a round of 16 match, that I will begin scheduling those matches tomorrow. So any scheduling considerations must be made tonight through the MSYSA Cups website. Now here is a look at the remainder of the President's Cup dates. Again, please pay close attention to when scheduling considerations are due online. You can find the scheduling consideration link on the President's Cup page on the newly designed MSYSA website. During the actual draw, you will see exactly what dates each age group will be scheduled on. Scheduling considerations should be used to avoid head coaching conflicts or conflicts from outside activities. While we try to accommodate each consideration and work with the teams involved, please note that it is not guaranteed that all considerations can be approved. For the 13U through 19U teams, the Eastern Regional Tournament will be held in Loudon, Virginia from June 11th through the championship on June 14th, which is great for our Maryland teams since they won't have to stay in a hotel and incur that expense. As I mentioned earlier, all teams should alert their parents to these dates immediately in case your team qualifies. As you can see, there's a very large fine if a team qualifies but does not attend. Unfortunately, the Virginia Regional Tournament does not include the 12U age group this year. Maryland was able to gain permission for our 12U teams to participate in the Northeast Regional Tournament from June 19th to the 22nd in Connecticut. We are very excited that those teams will not miss out on a postseason experience. As you can also see, the national championships will be held in Wichita, Kansas this year. Now let's look at the highlights from our state championships last year. We are here at the 2025 President's Cup Finals here at the Soccerplex. It was a great day of competition. The winners of the finals today will then represent the state of Maryland at the Eastern Regional Championships in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. Again, a great day, and the teams really enjoyed themselves.
It's rewarding as a coach. Being able to see my players wear the medal now after all the accomplishments and the endeavors and the battles that they've constantly had to go through really puts the cherry on the top for how they do and how they've grown as players.
The bond we share now is, I feel like the team is a lot more connected. We're a lot like brothers now. We've played together for so long, and they're just a connection more than just teammates. You know, we're friends. We're family too, so yeah.
When we won the President's Cup Championship, I felt like just a lot of joy and happiness for my team because it was just a spirit experience I'll probably never forget.
Winning the Maryland President's Cup was incredible, honestly. It was a great feeling.
There's such a unity, lifting the trophy with all my friends. It's a real group effort, every single one of us putting the work day in, day out, and it's always going to be a part of my memory.
I'm really proud to represent the state of Maryland because, I just love it here. I love my team, and I'm just really excited.
Welcome back. That was an awesome video from last year. Now let's look at the referee fees for 2026. All fees, including the referee and additional game fees, will be paid online in your GodSport team account, where you registered for the President's Cup. No longer will referee fees be collected in cash at the fields before the matches. The registration fee includes the first game payment, with each additional game that a team plays after that initial match costing $275, which covers field fees, trainers, infrastructure, staff, and other costs related to the matches that day. All payments are due no later than the Thursday before the weekend matches. All teams, including Central Pay clubs, are required to pay the referee fees each week. We are constantly looking at ways that we can make the program more affordable for the clubs. With that in mind, here are the referee fees for this year, which are only a $5 increase per team from last year. In the 11U and 12U age groups, $100 per team. For the 13 and 14U age groups, $105 per team. In the 15U and 16U, $115 per team. And in the 17U through 19U, $120 per team. Please note that all matches will have a 3-person system and will include referee mentors and evaluators at each match. 4 items that I wanted to highlight regarding cup procedures. The additional game payments and schedule consideration form, which have already been discussed for the most part. Once matches are scheduled, changes will not be entertained. The check-in procedure. The rosters will already be on the match report that will be provided at the match site. Only players who appear on the match card can participate. No players may be added under any circumstance. Only the team manager or representative needs to check in at the headquarters tent 1 hour prior to the match starting time. The home team will still serve as the field marshal. The referees will check in all players and bench personnel on the field prior to the beginning of the match, using a standard check-in procedure for each match. The players will line up, holding their player pass. The referee will then call each player's name, who will then hand their pass to the referee. The referee will then check the player's card and jersey number. After checking in, the player can return to their warm-up. Please remember that the player and coach's cards must be at every President's Cup match and should be laminated. Teams will be notified each weekend where the headquarters tent is located at each site. Any player who is late for the start of the match will not be allowed to check in until halftime. They will not be permitted to participate in the first half. Any player who arrives after the second half has begun will not be permitted to participate in the match at all. This is due to the fact that the referees are the only ones allowed to check players in. Teams are not. The cards of any players who are not participating in the match must be left at the headquarters tent and picked up at the conclusion of the game. The suspension list. Any player or coach red-carded from their last cup match that they participated in must sit out the first cup match of this year. This includes the State President's Cup, regional, and national competition. Please check the list that is currently on the MSYSA website. As was the case last year, players sent off will remain on the bench unless deemed by the referee to be an issue, in which case they will be removed by the MSYSA representative. Suspended players can be present at the match, but cannot be in uniform and must stand on the spectator's side. Any team personnel, which include coaches, managers, and/or spectators, are not permitted to be at the game site. It is the team's responsibility to make sure that the referee knows before the match if a player, coach, manager, or spectator is serving their suspension during that match, and it must be recorded on the match report. If we are fortunate, Maryland could receive a wild card to the regional tournament in some age groups where the runner-up would also be invited. Those should be announced somewhere around mid-April. And as I said earlier, all finalists should be prepared to attend regionals if given the opportunity. Now we are going to take a short break at this time and watch the video from the East Regional Tournament last year. Welcome back. Now let's look at a couple of reminders about several of the MSYSA President Cup rules. If a player is suspected of suffering a head injury, the referee will instruct the player to leave the field. If a player receives clearance from the on-site trainer, they may re-enter the match. If they are not cleared, they must have a note on doctor's letterhead before they can complete any other cup match. There will be trainers at all sites during the competition. Players from National League, EDP National Conference Division I, or any national level development academy are not eligible to be on a President's Cup roster. Teams can add Club Pass players as long as they are not on any other State Cup or President's Cup roster. Teams and players can only participate in one cup competition. The winning team, after each match, submits the report from the referee to the cup representative at the headquarters after the match. Players on approved roster, but not on game roster, can be on the team bench, but not in uniform. The one exception, suspended players are not allowed on the team bench. This next item is very important. The home team will wear lighter colored jersey and socks. The visiting team will wear contrasting dark colored jersey and socks. If there is a conflict using this formula, then the home team must change. It would be better if both teams brought all of their kits to the match. Every cup season, there is always an issue with the socks. Please note they must match the predominant color of the jersey. Especially at the beginning of the cup competition, when the weather still has a possibility of being cold, if players plan on wearing leggings and or undershirts, the home team can only wear white, and visiting team can only wear black or the solid cover of the uniform shirt. All games this year that are tied will play full overtime periods to conclusion, and then FIFA kicks from the penalty mark if needed, since we need a result from every match. Also, same as last year, substitutions are unlimited for all age groups. Another reminder, no alcoholic beverages, smoking, or pets are permitted at any game site. And an awards presentation will be held at the conclusion of each championship match, and both teams are required to attend. The state will retain the perpetual trophies. Teams will be presented medals and a plaque for their coach. Regarding the official President's Cup roster, the President's Cup Series is a three-part competition that begins in the state, then advances to the regional tournament, and hopefully for our team concludes at the national championship. In regards to roster freeze dates, the freeze date for all 11U through 19U boys teams will be April 8th, and the girls roster freeze date will be April 15th. As was the case last year, the President's Cup rosters will be cloned by the state registrar from your 2025-2026 MSYSA official travel roster approximately 1 week prior to the roster freeze. As you can see here, the boys' rosters will be cloned on April 1st with the freeze date on April 8th. The girls' rosters will be cloned on April 8th and frozen on April 15th. Please contact your club administrator to confirm that your official roster is correct. Only primary players are cloned to the President's Cup roster, but you can still add Club Pass players as long as that player does not appear on any other Cup roster. I can't emphasize this enough, since it is a problem each year. You must check your President's Cup roster to make sure it is correct multiple times before the freeze date. The total maximum roster for 13U through 19U is 22 players. 11U and 12U maximum is 16 players. Teams will again need to submit a support ticket so that we can accurately track rosters when your team is ready for approval, or if you have a need to submit questions concerning the process. Jessica Hafer, the MSYSA registrar, will assist with the Cup roster process. Again this year, MSYSA providing the opportunity for businesses to become Cup sponsors. This is the largest competition that includes just Maryland and the District of Columbia teams. The direct audience footprint is impressive for businesses with a connection to Maryland and DC. To reach over 300 teams, 5,600 players, 2,000 officials, and 15,000 spectators. There are two categories for sponsorship: the principal name sponsor or individual round sponsors. Benefits include, but are not limited to, advertisement of logo on all MSYSA Cup sites, including website and social media. The corporate name used in signage and in printed promotional materials. Set up a booth at fields or headquarters where matches are played. Signage at Cup fields. The access to our Cup social media sites. And the one benefit that I like the most, sponsors' name on awards and champion t-shirts for players to wear at the regional tournament. For more information, please contact me and I will provide additional information. Before we begin the draw, I'm very excited to announce additional opportunities for teams to see the results from each weekend and how teams can provide narrative and videos from their matches. Instead of each week having to go into each age group results in the GOT Sports system, we have created a new web page on the MSYSA website, along with social media sites, Facebook, and Instagram to provide results from the previous weekend. Along with this new web page, we are asking teams to provide a brief narrative about the match or provide a short video from the actual site to be included on the web page and social media. Lastly, we are really pushing coaches, but particularly players, to send in a video from the match to our marketing director, Bree Nardone, who will put on our social media sites. We need your support to make this a great area to highlight the awesome President's Cup program. Now, before we begin the draw, let's look at the video from the National Championships in Tampa last year. As someone who has coached teams that have won national championships, I know the journey through state, regional, and national competition is an unbelievable experience, and it all begins here in Maryland.
The energy from every team here has just been super high and totally exceeded our expectations. Playing here where it's fun and uplifting, both teams just really want the most out of each other, it was super awesome.
I've never won anything like this. I've never been in anything this big, so it's a really good feeling. And it was a good last club game ever. It was awesome. It was perfect. It was a perfect place, perfect people, and we did good and it had fun.
I've grown up with all these girls since we were 7 years old. We've all been on the same team. And so ending it off with a huge just pathway of being at President's Cup has been super fun. Just having such a close-knit experience at the very end just capped off the end of my club career, so that was really fun.
Now, let's begin the draw with the 11U girls, where there are 5 teams registered. None of the teams are seeded since this is a new age group. The quarterfinal for the 4th and 5th seed will be on Saturday, May 9th. The semifinals are on May 17th, with the final on May 30th. Now let's go to Patrick and John for the draw.
In the first seed, we have MSI 2015 Girls Gold. In the second seed, we have Baltimore Union Select 15G. In the third seed, we have A3 Windsor 15G. In the fourth seed, we have A3 Wrexham 15G. In the fifth seed, we have SAC Girls 2015 Premier Blue.
Okay, now let's look at the bracket for the U11 girls. As you can see here, the MSI goal with the first seed, along with A3 Windsor and Baltimore Union Select, will advance to the semifinals on May 17th. The one quarterfinal game between A3 Wrexham and SAC Premier Blue will be played on Saturday, May the 9th. The draw for the 11U boys has 9 teams. Again, no teams are seeded since this is a new age group in the Cup competition. Round of 16 for the 8th and 9th seeds are April 12th, with the quarterfinals on May 3rd, the semifinals on May 17th, and the final on May 30th at the Soccerplex. Let's go to the 11U boys draw.
In the first seed, we have FC Charles 15 Boys Red. In the second seed, we have ASA Juventus Elite 2015. In the third seed, we have Alliance 2015 Boys Lightning. In the fourth seed, we have Busa 15 Green. In the fifth seed, we have Bowie FC 2015B Red. In the sixth seed, we have Liverpool Central Maryland 2015 Boys Red. In the seventh seed, we have Towson United 2015 Boys Maroon. In the eighth seed, we have SAC Boys Premier Blue. In the ninth seed, we have MSI Boys Gold.
Okay, now let's look at the bracket for the 11U boys, which is a very large group for this. It's the largest group we've had in the President's Cup for the 11U boys. First of all, the round of 16 on April the 12th will have MSI Gold facing off against SAC Premier Blue at the Soccerplex. The winner of that game will advance to play FC Charles in the quarterfinals on May the 3rd, along with the matchups between Bowie Red and BUSA Green. The other matchup on the bottom of the bracket will have Alliance Lightning facing off against Liverpool Central Red. And then the final matchup will be Towson United Maroon versus Arundel Juventus Elite. This is going to be a fun bracket for the beginning of the cycle for the 11U boys. We now move on to the 12U girls draw, which has 5 teams. The quarterfinals for the 4th and 5th seeds are on Saturday, May 9th, semifinals on May 17th, and the finals on May 30th. Gentlemen, we will begin with the first seed.
In the first seed, we have ESA 2014 girls. In the second seed, we have SAC Girls United Blue. In the third seed, we have St. Mary's Soccer 2014 Girls Premier. In the fourth seed, we have Tacoma Thundercats 2014-15 girls. In the fifth seed, we have MSI 2014 girls gold.
Now we're moving on to take a look at the 12U girls. In this bracket, Elevate SA was the first seed, along with St. Mary's Premier and SAC United Blue will advance to the semifinals on May 17th. For the quarterfinals between MSI Gold and Tacoma Thundercats, that matchup will play on Saturday, May the 9th. Please remember again, in the U12 girls and the U12 boys, the winners of those state championships will advance to the Northeast Regional, which will be held in Connecticut between June 19th and June 22nd. We are very happy that we're able to provide that for our U12 teams. As we get ready for the 12U boys draw, with 10 teams, the round of 16 will be held on April 12th, the quarterfinals on May 3rd, the semifinals on May 17th, and the finals on May 30th. Now we begin with the first seed in the 12U boys draw.
In the first seed, we have Real Elite 2014 boys. In the second seed, we have Coppermine SC 2014 boys Pre-Academy West. In the third seed, we have Bowie FC 2014 boys Red. In the fourth seed, we have A3 Newcastle. In the fifth seed, we have Toka Juniors FC Vikings. In the sixth seed, we have St. Mary's Soccer Boys Premier. In the seventh seed, we have SAC Boys 2014 Premier Blue. In the eighth seed, we have Q World FC. In the ninth seed, we have MSI 2014 Boys Gold. And in the 10th seed, we have Juventus 2014 Boys Academy 1.
Okay, let's take a look now at the U12 boys and the draw that we just had. First of all, we have 2 matchups for the round of 16, which will be on Sunday, April the 12th at the Soccerplex. In the first matchup, MSI Gold will play against Q World FC. The winner of that match will advance to play Real Elite. The other round of 16 matchup, Juventus Academy 1 versus SAC Premier Blue. The winner of that matchup advances to play Coppermine Pre-Academy West on May the 3rd. The two other quarterfinal matchups, Toca Juniors Vikings versus A3 Newcastle, and in the bottom of the bracket, St. Mary's Premier versus Bowie Red. The 13U girls have 6 teams in the draw this year. No teams met continuity, so the quarterfinals will be played on Saturday, May 9th, with the 2 winners advancing to the semifinals on May 17th and the final on May 30th. We begin with the first seed.
In the first seed, we have SC Frederick, 1314 Royal. In the second seed, we have Busa 13G Green. In the third seed, we have Baltimore Union Elite. In the fourth seed, we have CSA Premier Gold. In the fifth seed, we have SAC Girls Premier Blue. And in the sixth seed, we have Baltimore Celtic Green.
Okay, we're now moving on to the U13 girls. And in this matchup, for the quarterfinals on Saturday, May the 9th, you've got SAC Premier Blue versus CSA Premier Gold. The winner of that matchup will play FC Frederick Royal in the semifinals. In the second quarterfinal matchup, Baltimore Union Elite will go up against Baltimore Celtic Green. That's going to be a Baltimore Derby. And the winner of that will play against BUSA Brazilian Green. The 13U boys has 7 teams in the draw. We will begin with the quarterfinals on May 3rd, the semifinals on May 17th, with a final on May 30th. Patrick and John, throwing it back to you for this age group draw, beginning with the first seed.
In the first seed, we have FC Moco Boys Monocacy. In the second seed, we have Juventus 2013 Boys Academy. In the third seed, we have ESA 2013 Boys. In the fourth seed, we have MSI Boys Gold. In the fifth seed, we have SAC Boys Premier Blue. In the sixth seed, we have Liverpool Central Maryland Boys. In the seventh seed, we have Total Football Friends United 2013 National Academy League.
13 boys, and this is the bracket for their age group. First of all, FC Moco Monocacy. They were lucky enough to get the first seed, and they advanced directly to the semifinals on May 17th. The other quarterfinal matchups, SAC Premier Blue versus MSI Gold, and they will play the winner. A winner will play FC Moco. In the bottom half of the quarterfinals, Elevate SA will play Liverpool Central, and again, those matchups on May 3rd. And the final quarterfinal matchup, Total Football Friends United, will go up in a good match against Juventus Academy. The 14U girls have only 3 teams this year in the draw. The St. Mary's Premier girls met continuity and are seeded first. They will automatically advance to the final on May 30th. The semifinal match will be played on May 17th between the 2nd and 3rd seed.
In the 2nd seed, we have SC Frederick Royal. In the 3rd seed, we have SAC Girls Premier Blue.
And now we advance to the U14 girls bracket. This is the first bracket where we had a team that had continuity and are seeded. So St. Mary's Premier, because of their seeding from last year, they automatically advance to the State President's Cup Final on Saturday, May 30th at the Soccerplex. In the semifinal on May 17th, that will have FC Frederick Royal going up against SAC Premier Blue. Good luck to those teams. The 14U boys has 12 teams this year in the draw. No teams met continuity and are seeded. The round of 16 will be played on April 12th at the Soccerplex. Quarterfinals will be on May 3rd, the semifinals on May 17th, with the finals on Saturday, May 30th. Let's begin with the first seed.
In the 1st seed, we have BSC 2012 Premier. In the 2nd seed, we have Old Line FC Black. In the 3rd seed, we have WSA Westminster United Storm. In the 4th seed, we have FC USA Dobes. In the 5th seed, we have Coppermine Boys Blue West. In the 6th seed, we have Cecil FC 2012 Boys. In the 7th seed, we have Real Elite Boys White Sharks. In the 8th seed, we have OBGC Rangers Blue. In the 9th seed, we have A3 Bristol City. In the 10th seed, we have SMS 2012 Classic White. In the 11th seed, we have MSI Boys Silver. And in the 12th seed, we have Bowie FC 2012 Boys.
And now we look at the bracket for the U14 boys. In this bracket, the top 4 seeds through the draw today will automatically advance to the quarterfinals. In the round of 16 on Sunday, April 12th at the Soccerplex, A3 Bristol City will go up against Olney Rangers Blue, the winner advancing to play BSC Premier. The second matchup, Bowie FC versus Coppermine Blue West, and the winner will advance to FC USA Dobres. The third round of 16 match, MSI Silver versus Cecil FC. the winner in the quarterfinals to go up against Westminster Storm. In the final round of 16 matchup, Real Elite White Sharks versus St. Mary's White, the winner advancing to play against Old Line Black on May 3rd. This age group, the 15U girls, has 5 teams in the draw. For this group, the quarterfinals will begin on Saturday, May 9th, between the 4th and 5th seed, with the semifinals on May 17th and the final on May 30th. We will begin with the first seed.
In the first seed, we have WCP 2011 girls. In the second seed, we have City 2011 Elite. In the third seed, we have Maryland United FC Premier. In the fourth seed, we have SAC Girls 2011 Premier Blue. And in the fifth seed, we have ASA Arsenal 2011 Girls.
In the U15 girls, the world-class Premier first seed and Maryland United Premier and City Elite will automatically advance to the semifinals on May 17th. In the one quarterfinal matchup on Saturday, May 9th, Arundel Arsenal will go up against SAC Premier Blue, the winner advancing to play World-Class Premier in the semifinals. We are now halfway through the draw, and the 15U boys have the largest age group this year in the President's Cup. No teams are seeded. The round of 16 will be played on April 12th, with the quarterfinals on May 3rd. The semifinals on May 17th, and the final of the Soccerplex on May 30th. Gentlemen, let's begin with the first seed in the 15U boys.
In the number 1 seed, FC Charles, boys red. The number 2 seed, City Sporting Club black. In the 3 seed, Thunder Soccer Athletico. With the 4th seed, Tacoma Park Friends United white. In the 5th seed, A3 Cambridge. In the 6th seed, Baltimore Union Select. In the 7th seed, FSC 2011 Impact. In the 8th seed, ASA Juventus Premier. In the 9th seed, Overlay Evolution FC Boys. With the 10th seed, Bowie FC. The 11th seed, Coppermine SC. In the 12th seed, Real Elite. Seed number 13, NLS Ajax. The 14th seed, Juventus Boys Academy 1. And with the 15th seed, BUSA Green.
Now let's take a look at the 15U boys bracket. In this bracket, the first seed that was drawn, FC Charles Red, they automatically advance to the quarterfinals. Congratulations to them. In the round of 16 matchups, there are a lot of good matchups in this particular bracket. And again, we look at this and say that these matches will be played on Sunday, April the 12th at the Soccerplex. In the first matchup, Overlay Evolution goes up against Arundel Juventus Premier, the winner advancing to play FC Charles Red. The second round of 16, A3 Cambridge goes up against Real Elite White. The winner of that matchup will play the winner of the Next Level Ajax and Tacoma Friends United. In the bottom of the bracket for U15 boys in the round of 16, Thunder Atletico will go up against Juventus Academy 1. The winner of that matchup versus Coppermine Blue versus Baltimore Union Select. And in the final matchup of the U15 boys round of 16, FSC Impact will play against Bowie FC, with the winner going up against Brazilian Green versus City Sporting Club Black. Moving on to the 16U girls, who have 6 teams in their bracket. The quarterfinals will be held on Saturday, May 9th, the semifinals on May 17th, and the final on May 30th. Let's go to the draw for the 16U girls with the first seed.
Seed number 1, Potomac Premier 2. Number 2 seed, Coppermine FC, Blue West. Seed number 3, MSI Gold. Seed number 4, Sac Girls Premier Blue. Seed 5, LTSC Elite. And seed 6, ESA 2010.
Now we advance to the U16 girls bracket. And the top 2 seeds pulled out by John and Patrick, Potomac Premier 2 and Coppermine Blue West advanced to the semifinals on May 17th. In the quarterfinal rounds on Saturday, May 9th, Lutherville Timonium Elite will play against Sac Premier Blue, the winner advancing to play versus Potomac. And then in the other quarterfinal match, MSI Gold versus Elite SC, the winner advancing to play Coppermine Blue West in the semifinals. In the 16U boys, the age group has 9 teams. The Sac United Blue met continuity and will be seeded first. The round of 16 between the 8th and 9th seed will be held on April 12th. quarterfinals on May 3rd, semifinals on May 17th, and the finals at the Soccerplex on May 30th. Patrick and John, let's begin with the second seed.
With the 2 seed, Coppermine SC, Blue North. 3 seed, FC Frederick. With the 4 seed, Severna Park, White. With the 5 seed, SMS Boys Premier. With the 6 seed, A3 Bolton. Seven seed, FC Frederick Royal. With the 8 seed, Pasadena SC Elite Blue. And with the 9 seed, FC Charles Gray.
The next bracket we're going to look at is the U16 boys. And in this bracket, the first seed did reach continuity from last year, the Sac United Blue. This is an interesting team because last year they finished second in the Maryland President's Cup. They then got a wild card to go on to the regional tournament. And just to show you how teams can get on a roll, they actually won the Eastern Regional Tournament and advanced to the national championships in Tampa, Florida. They did a great job. They just got knocked out by goal differential as far as moving on to the semifinals. So congratulate to them. They are the first seed. In this bracket, there is one round of 16 matchup that will be played on Sunday, April the 12th. FC Charles Gray will go up against Pasadena Elite Blue, with a winner playing Sac United Blue. The other 3 quarterfinal matchups on May the 3rd. St. Mary's Premier will go up against Severna Park White. And then on the bottom of the bracket, we actually have 2 teams from FC Frederick. The first matchup is FC Frederick versus A3 Bolton. And in the other quarterfinal matchup, the FC Frederick Royal will go up against the Coppermine Blue North. The 17U girls have 4 teams in their bracket, with the Sac Premier Blue seeded first. They will take on the 4th seed in the semifinals on May 17th, with the championship on May 30th, and the winner advancing to the regional championship.
With the 2 seed, A3 Crew. With the 3 seed, FCGB COE Pre-Academy. And the 4 seed, MSI Gold Vikings.
Now let's take a look at the 17U girls. And in this bracket again, Sac Premier Blue had continuity and returned from last year. In this bracket, we have 4 teams. So they will all 4 automatically be in the semifinals on May 17th. Sac Premier Blue will go up against the MSI Gold Vikings in the first matchup. And in the second matchup, FCGB, Center of Excellence Pre-Academy, will go against the A3 Crew. The winner of the semifinals advanced to the finals on May 30th, and the winner of that will advance to the East Regional Finals. 12 teams are registered in the 17U boys age group, with only the Elevate Blue meeting continuity and seeded first. The round of 16 will be played on April 12th for the 5th through 12th seeds. The quarterfinals on May 3rd, the semifinals on May 17th, and the final on May 30th. We will begin with the second seed.
The 2 seed, WCP. With the 3 seed, Alliance Outlanders. The 4 seed, Northern Baltimore United, Blue. The 5 seed, SMS Boys Classic. The 6 seed, ASA Juventus United. The 7 seed, FC Frederick Royal Black. The 8 seed, NLS Ajax. With the 9 seed, Baltimore Union Elite. The 10 seed, Southern Maryland Rush. The 11 seed, Sac Boys Premier Blue. And the 12 seed, FC Frederick NL.
And now we look at the 17U boys in this bracket. Again, the top 4 seeds, which include Elevate Blue, who was the runner-up last year in the President's Cup. They're the 1st seed. The 2nd seed is World Class Premier. The 3rd seed is Alliance Outlanders. And the 4th seed is Northern Baltimore United. They advance automatically to the quarterfinals on May 3rd. In the round of 16 for this age group, in the first matchup, Baltimore Union Elite will play against Next Level Ajax, the winner versus Elevate Blue. The second round of 16, FC Frederick NL goes up against St. Mary's Classic, the winner versus Northern Baltimore United. The third round of 16 matchup, SAC Premier Blue versus Arundel Juventus United, the winner playing against Alliance Outlanders. And in the last matchup, Southern Maryland Rush will go up against FC Frederick Royal Black. The winner will play against World Class Premier in the quarterfinal matchups. In the combined 18U and 19 girls age group, we have 6 teams entered with the St. Mary's Premier meeting continuity and seeded first. The quarterfinals will be on Saturday, May 9th, the semifinals on May 17th, and the finals on May 30th, with the winner advancing to the regional championship. Let's go to the second to last draw, beginning with the 2nd seed.
The 2 seed, A3 Chelsea. The 3 seed, City Sporting Club, black. The 4 seed, CSI NL. CSA, I'm sorry, I messed that up. CSA NL. The 5 seed, FCGB COE Girls PA. And the 6 seed, Maryland United FC Premier.
And in the second to last bracket to be revealed, the U18, U19 girls combined. The first seed, St. Mary's Premier, were runner-ups last year, and they return as the first seed with continuity. The second seed that also will advance directly to the semifinals is A3 Chelsea. In the quarterfinals on Saturday, May the 9th, FCGB Center of Excellence Pre-Academy goes up against Calvert NL, and the winner will then play against St. Mary's Premier. In the second quarterfinal matchup, City Sporting Club Black versus Maryland United Premier, and the winner advancing to play against A3 Chelsea. Last, but certainly not least, is the 18U and 19U boys age group, which has 10 teams, and that includes the FC Frederick Royal, which met continuity and is seeded first. The competition for this age group begins on April 12th in the round of 16, with the quarterfinals on May 3rd, the semifinals on May 17th, and the finals on May 30th. Let's send it over to Patrick and John one last time for this draw, which begins at the second seed. Thanks to both of you for a great job with the draw this year.
The 2 seed, AFC Skipjacks. The 3 seed, Go Premier, black. The 4th seed, Tacoma Park Thunder. The 5 seed, Coppermine Blue West. The 6 seed, Real Elite Boys Blue. The 7 seed, FC Millennium Juventus. The 8 seed, City Sporting Club, black. The number 9 seed, A3 Leicester City. And the 10 seed, Baltimore Union Elite.
Okay, we're revealing the final bracket for the President's Cup, the U18, U19 boys combined. The first seed, FC Frederick Royal, was a runner-up last year and returned over 50% of the roster, which gave them continuity and put them in the first seed. In the round of 16 on Sunday, April the 12th, A3 Leicester City will play against City Sporting Club Black, the winner going up against FC Frederick Royal in the quarterfinals. The other round of 16 matchup, Baltimore Union Elite versus FC Millennium Juventus, which should be a very good match. And in that matchup, whoever wins will advance to the quarterfinals versus the AFC Skipjacks. The other two quarterfinal matchups on May 3rd, Copper Mine Blue West versus Tacoma Park Thunder. In the final matchup, Real Elite Blue will play against Go Premier Black. And that concludes the brackets for this year's President's Cup. Thanks for watching today's program, and good luck to all of the Maryland teams in this year's President's Cup competition.